Right, we're going to do a video on house plants, or more sort of tropicals, or maybe plants that are normally grown as house plants. And basically there's two types: some that will sort of sit there dormant over winter, and some that you really want to be keeping growing actively. I've got a couple here which I haven't moved yet. So we've got the split leaf tree philodendron there, and Livingstoner chinensis. They're both in pots. This one is, the philodendron is sunken into the ground, but that will pop straight out, and the Livingstoner is just in a pot. So these are two plants which you'd think needs to be indoors over winter, but they do take, as long as they don't get frost, they're quite happy to sit there dormant for 4 or 5 months of the year. So they'll be a good candidate for overwintering in the summer house, along with the giant bird of paradise here, which is getting quite a good size. I've got another one right here, all in pots obviously. So again, these are going to be kept in the summer house, not heated as such, just frost protected. So around about 4 degrees I'll set the thermostat on for that, so we won't get frosted. And there is like a bit like a greenhouse in there that will heat up during the day when the sun hits it. It's nice and bright. I've got a clear panel running all the way through across the roof as well, so that lets in a lot more light. Anyway, back to the plants. So what else are we gonna overwinter sort of semi-dormant, if you like? Well, we've got some alocasias here, and these are two good candidates for overwintering semi-dormant. I mean, you can dry store them, but they take a long time to come back. So these ones, we've got two here. We've got a Alocasia sumo, which is the nice dark back leaf, dark stem. That's done quite well this year. Got a couple of pretty good sized leaves on that. And we've got the Alocasia macrorrhiza, which is one of the giant ones. I find these don't mind going a bit cooler as well. So again, kept on the dry side, well, kept basically pretty much dry all winter, unless it's a particularly mild spell. And now this be kept frost free again in the summer house there. So we've sort of covered a few of the more tender plants which will overwinter semi-dormant. And I will say that these alocasias have got a bit of trunk on them now. I don't know if you can see that. It's got to start to get a little bit of trunk, so that does make them a lot hardier, rather than I've got some smaller ones here which don't have any trunk. That trunk just gives it a little bit more hardiness, and you know, these smaller ones will come indoors because I don't think they'll do so well over winter. Some of the true house plants, we've got a lot here. So yeah, dracaenas, fiddle leaf fig, got like a money tree here. What's this? Dipsus lutescens, or you know, your common Eureka palm. I've got a couple of pots then, they'll all go indoors, along with some other philodendrons. We've got like a red type of philodendron there, and various other plants that they'll come indoors as house plants, and treat them accordingly. You know, some will want more light than others, but yeah, so that's a selection of the potted plants. I mean, even this little standard Chefleo, just a little variegated one that's been out all summer. Last year that was really tall, and I cut it off because it lost a lot of leaves, and since it's been outside, that's really appreciated that, enjoyed that. We've got the calathea there, tricolour. That's been outside all summer. A couple of pots of that, so that's again indoors for a house plant. These Rex begonias done okay. They're in a shaded area. They're going to sit in the conservatory, so they don't mind being a bit cooler. As long as they don't get frosted, they'll be fine, or they'll probably be okay in the summer house as well. What else we got? Bit of paphos there, which pothos, devil's ivy. That's in a shaded area. I'm going to put that in the summer house as well. And some of the more tender house plants I've already put in here because we've had some cooler nights. You're going to have to bear with me because it's a bit crowded in here at the minute, so we didn't really had a chance to sort this area out. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get some bubble wrap for the roof lights and for the outdoor windows and the doors here, and then the rest of the summer house is pretty well insulated. But yeah, I have bought some plants in already. So we've got the crotons, what else we got? Dieffenbach here, shell ginger, little cordyline fruticosa, stuff like that. I mean, they're not going to enjoy the temperatures we've been having at night. I mean, we've been getting down to about 8 degrees here. So this is like a transition before I get, some of these going to go indoors and some will stay out here in the summer house. I know it's a bit of a jumbled video, but bear with me. So yeah, this is going to be the next stage of the project. I mean, we've got some remnants of summer there with a little pattern pool and whatnot. That's all going to be deflated, and that'll be sorted out to hopefully get that sorted in the next week or two, and then we'll get some tables in there and we'll get all the plants that need to go in there, along with some of the smaller potted plants, which I don't really want to be, not tropical palms as such, but you know, we've got a Livingstone, Australis and Decora there, which will be fine with the cooler temperatures, but not outside. But this kept frost tree, and again with the Kentia palms over here, I've overwintered these no problem in cool conditions. As long as they're kept frost free, they're absolutely fine. Yeah, a lot tougher than they look for a sort of tropical looking palm. The Kentias, they do tend to be quite happy at cooler temperatures as long as they're kept dry. So yeah, it's just to look at some of the potted plants which I'm going to be overwintering either indoors or in a summer house, along with, like I say, some of the hardier palms. I've got a lot of the Phoenix family. So we've got here, for instance, we've got a Phoenix reclinata, which is starting to go pinnate to an extent. Bit of a strange way of doing it, but yeah, the lower portion of the leaf has started to go pinnate. So again, that any of the Phoenix family will take a long cool winter as long as they're kept dry-ish. We've got Sylvestris there as well, and I've got some other Phoenix. We've got some Dectalifera and the trunkless. I always forget the name of it. But yeah, so we've got, Phoenix and Livingstone is that sort of thing, which are a little bit cold tolerant, will go in the summer house with everything else. Right, so I think that's going to cover it for the potted plants. Maybe have a look at some of the colocaceae. So I've got a couple down here. The lighting's not brilliant, so bear with me, the sun's out, but there's a lot of, casting shadows going on. So we've got some selection of elephant ears here. So we've got coal miner, which has kicked out a couple of small pups. These are actually just in sort of aquatic planter situations. So I'm going to get them out soon and let them dry out a bit. We've also got Black Magic, Mojito, and I'm not sure what this one is. I think that's just a store-bought one from Morrison's. So these I'm going to let dry out, and we'll let them die down naturally. Again, just leave them in the pots, let them die down naturally, keep them bone dry over winter, and hopefully they'll come back again next year. I will stress that nothing's guaranteed. Everyone's conditions are the same. You know, everyone's conditions are totally different. No one's the same. So what works for me may not work for you. So don't take this as this will definitely work. Nothing's guaranteed. And I've got backup plants as well. We've got a lot of colocaceas here, which these ones are all individual pots. So these ones will be obviously the pink china. I'm not going to be worried about that. They're totally hardy. But again, we've got some Mojito, we've got Diamond Head in there, we've got Black Magic. These ones will, I'm going to guarantee these ones and take them indoors in my grow tent probably. And they don't do well indoors, sort of force grown as such. They'll be stretched, they'll be smaller leaves, they'll struggle, but that'll keep them alive, and then they'll grow away nicely next year. Alright, so I think that's going to cover it for now. I will be doing a video soon on the grow tent itself before I fill it up with plants, which is not far off now. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching.